All right, let's try that. How about that?
Can y'all
Hear us now? Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? As people start coming on, please let us know how the sound is. You want to give me a little sound sample, honey?
Hello. Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2.
So we want to make sure that that everything. Oh, good. Oh, yes, I hear. Good deal.
All right.
Awesome.
We have our special guest star today.
Yeah, we got Seraphim out here with you today. Her name is. We call her Sarah on a lot of the videos, but her name is actually Seraphim, like from like a angel from the Bible, kind of.
Yeah, it's a scriptural name from the Bible, the Seraphim angels. So it's Saraphim, but how you spell it biblically is Sera. But we shortened it to, we spelled it Sara so that we could shorten it to Sarah.
Sarah, yes.
So we call her Sarah, but it's Seraphim.
Yep. Yeah. And a lot of times I actually call her Sari. Sari. My little Sari. So if y'all have any questions during the live for Sarah, make sure and stick them in the comments so everybody, so she can see them and so she can answer them. Hello in Australia.
Hello from Germany.
Germany. Hello, Aunt Lucy.
Minnesota.
Looks like y'all are getting on.
Hey, Kenzie.
Oh, good. Kenzie's on. Good.
Indiana, Minnesota.
Yep. Tonight we're out here on the back porch, and it's a little bit more nippy out here this time of year. So,
temperature drop,
but we're cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking.
We're cooking. So that's why we are out here. The other thing I wanted to show y'all real quick. As y'all are coming on, we got a special little treat for you. Some of you know that we've done this goat cam recently. We did a couple days where we did one day, we did an hour, and then another day I streamed 8 hours of goats. I don't know how many of y'all had a chance to take a look at it, but
I'm watching the goats. Everybody been scanning
I liked it. I thought it was cool to be able to show y'all and share kind of the Goats Day with y'all.
And it's so cool for us to be able to check in on them like that too. Like at night or something, we'll be laying in bed. We can check the goat cam and just monitor the goats. And that's like, it's great. It's great.
Yep. So I'm going to stick this up on the screen real quick for y'all. We'll be a little bit smaller, but you'll also have the goats. And hopefully y'all enjoy watching the goats. If you got questions about any of them during the live, let us know. We're not going anywhere, of course. We'll be here with you during it. But I thought y'all might like watching the goats while we're on here. Now, Sarah is our oldest.
Yep.
You want to tell them some of the things that you like? Sarah takes care of the goats, which is kind of why I wanted to put the goats up there. Sarah's kind of responsible for the goats. But you want to tell them some of the things you like to do?
We may have to scoot
like
it closer.
Like your hobbies?
She has a softer voice than even I do.
Yeah,
so
here we go.
She speaks very softly.
Oh, geez, girl.
So we may have to scoot her
there
up.
You go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So if you can't hear her, let us know, and we'll have her speak up a little bit more. What do you like to do?
I'm into art. I do all sorts of art. I draw a lot. I do a lot of acrylic painting. I do charcoal paints and all different kinds of things.
Yeah, you do a lot of art, a lot of drawing, and she's like just insanely good at art. I walk by and she'll look like she got some blobs of just nothing on the canvas, and then I come by like 10, 15 minutes later, and it's like a masterpiece. You want to start looking at the questions?
How did the goats do with the storm? Everybody did great. We're going to be posting that soon about the update of how we fared through the weather. Held on tight. The goats are good. No, they don't like to get wet, which is why they have that overhang shelter that keeps them out of the rain, and they stay dry right in that spot that you see right now. If you look at the goats right now, they all huddled into that one spot to make sure that they didn't get anywhere near the edges and anywhere near the water, because they didn't like that. But that wind was kicking, y'all. That storm was rough, but we held on tight.
They did. I think someone asked, what's your favorite food, Sarah?
What's your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food is Lily's pumpkin muffins.
Lily's pumpkin muffins. She makes some amazing pumpkin
muffins. She
does. They are my favorite. She makes them, and they're all spongy, and then she adds pecan glaze on top of it.
Yeah, it makes it extra good.
It's funny that all our favorite foods are from Lily.
Crystal said she joined us from Lester and Jamie, and I'm a survivor.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Is it hard taking care of the goats? 'Cause she is the main one that cares for the goats. You know, she's the one that just does it all. She lets us know if they need anything.
Is it hard?
It's difficult sometimes. I mean, I could get pushed around by the goats a lot because they're so big, and some of them get moody if things change and stuff. But overall, it's pretty simple.
What's your favorite goat? Which one's your favorite?
Yeah, let's see what you say.
Marshmallow has always been my favorite.
Yeah.
But Sprite's super cute, and then Gimli's super fluffy, and they're all adorable.
Very sweet. It's hard to choose.
Mhm.
All of them are
It is.
different.
It really,
And Lucy said art seems to run in the family. Is Sarah the herb gardener? No, that's Lily. Lily's the one that loves the herbs and the herb gardening and learns herbalism and how to use the herbs. Sarah actually helped me design my flower garden, or she showed me where to place things because she has that artistic eye that I don't. So I always ask Sarah when it comes to, does something look pretty? Does something work? You know, do the colors work? You know. How old are you?
I'm 16.
She's 16. And when will you be 17?
Pushing
February.
17.
In February.
Dang.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh,
That's a hard one.
I don't
That
That's
is a hard one, actually.
Hard question.
What's yours, honey? Do you have a favorite?
Mine would probably be O Come Emmanuel, but all the other, I have like 10 others that are a close second to that.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. You think about it and get back to them.
Hi, Sarah. I love goats too. I can't draw to save my life, but I have a 13-year-old granddaughter who sure can.
I'll be right back.
I'm right with you, Miss Donna. I am right with you. Oh, Henry didn't make her top 3. No, she's not a fan of Henry. Let me start showing these. I gotta start showing these comments. She's like her and Stinky Henry. They
Yeah, I mean, he is the sweetest goat ever, but especially when he's in rut, he's snuggly, but you don't want him to be snuggly.
Right. He doesn't know boundaries. He doesn't know the word no. Oh, you came from Lester's too. Let's see. There we go. Thank you for watching our channel. Somebody else came from Lester.
So
I'm an artist also myself. Sarah, art is a beautiful thing, comes from the heart and the soul. Yes.
It is, and it kind of has been her way of expressing things.
Your
Interest
interest
other than art?
Anything you'd like to learn how to do?
I'm not sure. I've tried to get into musical instruments and sports, and that's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Other than doing art, I really just like to hang out with friends, and I do a lot of homework, so there's not much time for anything else.
Yep.
She keeps herself really busy, like with a lot of physical things and work and school and everything. So interests are like she's dabbled in a couple of things here and there, but nothing major. Nothing serious.
I just want to give you all a view real quick. Here's the griddle. That's a lot of bacon. We won't eat it all tonight. It's a whole pack, but we won't eat it all tonight. But what'll happen is it's just if I cook it all on the griddle tonight, then I can just put it in the fridge in a container, and it's not a problem, and it just keeps, and we can eat on it throughout the week without having to cook it.
Where is Miles tonight? Miles is playing in his room. So
yeah, he might make an appearance through the window over there,
he
but
may pop in.
Yeah, milk.
You should listen to Australian version of Jingle Bells.
We
will
interesting. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
We will do that.
Yeah,
we will be listening
so we don't
to
forget that. Yeah, Australian.
Thank you, Crystal. Hi guys from Ontario, Canada. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Shara. Came from Survivor as well.
So, real quick, I want to send a thank you out. We got a gift card to Pedals, and I just want to send a thank you out for that. That we will put that to good use.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Also, we've gotten some Christmas cards from y'all, and thank you for those. Those are going to get hung up. And I want to make sure you guys know that we don't have any plans in the future to do any like openings on screen, either lives or just because, we figure if y'all want to send us stuff, out of, gratitude or whatever, that's we love that. And we appreciate y'all showing your support for us. But we want to keep it kind of pure like that. We don't want to turn it into something where it's just opening it on camera.
We take it seriously, not as a show, as a family. We take it seriously when you send us something and we all gather around and we all open it together, and it's like, and it's real to us. So
we don't want to make it turn into a show.
Yeah, you guys are real family members, so we open the things you send us as a real family member would do so. And I was humbled and blown away that someone gave us a gift card to Petals so that we can complete our orchard. Like, I couldn't believe it. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. Christmas came early. Thank you.
We'll kind of leave that there and move on, but I just wanted to mention that real quick to y'all.
Vanessa says, speaking of Lester and Jamie, did you see the lengths that they have gone to protect the beautiful garden you made for them? Yeah, we have. We've been watching.
I didn't see their latest. I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
They've jumped through some hoops trying to protect that garden, and Jamie's been trying to grow beautiful things in that garden. And bless them, they are doing great. They're doing so great.
We're gonna take a look. I'm gonna take a look at that.
Aunt Lucy said, "What's for dinner?" We are having breakfast dinner.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah. Do you like breakfast dinner?
Not your favorite.
I don't like eggs.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of eggs. But I eat them still, and it's pretty good.
She's a good sport about it.
It's quick.
We do a quick, easy breakfast dinner. She's a good sport.
normally Thursday nights are pretty clear for us and open, so I can cook whatever. But Wednesday, because we had the storm last night, Wednesday is the normal night the girls go to their church youth group, and so we had to push that back to Thursday to tonight because of the storm last night. It got pushed back. So breakfast dinner is a quick go-to dinner, and I get to use my griddle. It's another excuse to use the griddle, which I always get excited about.
Someone said, how old is she? She's 16. Yes, she is the oldest. Crystal says, look for a drawing I did for Jamie and a special gift for Lester after losing Maggie. I just need to get them sent now to them. And was the first time I drew an animal. You will see what I mean when they get it. Oh, that's going to be beautiful, I bet. They're going to love it. They're going to love it.
Now, you want to talk a little bit about getting everything planted and stuff like we showed on our last video, all the pears. You got all mucky and muddy and
his dad has a running joke that if y'all ever meet his dad, it's like it's
funny.
He's a character. Funny. He's a saucier version of Wes. So he's just got more age and experience on him, but he's just like Wes. But he always jokes around with him and he says, why do you keep sending me dirty pictures of Angie? And get it because I'm all dirty.
Yeah. So the other night he called me after they watched our video and he's like, Wes, why didn't you warn me that y'all had to watch a dirty video. Y'all were both dirty in that video.
Oh my goodness. But yes, I'm covered from head to toe in dirt a lot of times. I'm usually filthy, especially, mud and rain. It doesn't stop me. I just pull up my little mud boots and carry myself on out into the dirt and mud. Ask Sarah. She's like seeing me coming in like a swamp thing more often than not. It just mud and dirt don't seem to bother me. I don't even notice that it's there. I'm like a kid that gets covered in dirt and I come in and I clean it up.
Yeah, funny thing, Miles has the same experience. He doesn't even notice it's there.
Yeah, me and Miles have that in common. We'll just clean up at the end of the day.
And Avery.
Avery, Avery loves that. Yeah.
They invented showers for a reason, and I'm not gonna miss out on some fun just because of some mud. It's fun to me. It really is.
As it should be. That's good. That's a good thing.
Planting them was rough at first with the shovel. We were still determined to do it no matter what, but it was rough. But then Sarah, did you see the auger in action? I can't remember if you were outside. She didn't get to see it in action, but she saw it when we put it together and put it on the tractor. That thing, game changer.
Made it so much easier.
Not only did it make actually planting fun, but it made it easy. Like no hard shovel work. Made it easier on us.
Yeah, like, I'm so glad. Lives. So when Jason and Brooke were over here for Lily's party, Jason, we talked about the orchard and stuff and kind of our plans. And then on their way home, he's like, while they were here, while we were out in the orchard, he's like, we were going to buy one of those hand augers. Yeah. And he's like, why? No. You should, no. Yeah, I wouldn't buy one of those. No. He said, it's not that much more just to get one for the tractor. And so that's what we did. We looked at it. He sent me a link to it and the one they have. And then we went out and got that from Tractor Supply. And it was, you know, it was, I'm so glad we did that. So glad.
While we were talking about muddy people, Chestnut Hills says Rhett doesn't bother to clean up. Just come on in.
Come on in.
Mud and everything's falling off. Aunt Lucy said, how's Mama Goat coming along?
Yep, all three of them. How are they doing?
All three of them are doing. Well, Molly, as it's her first time being pregnant, she's become a lot more settled and docile, like we all have. And Amelia has had some issues. She's had running poops and stuff, and we've had to watch her pretty closely. Mm-hmm. But Missy and Molly have been doing good. And they're all getting bigger. So.
Missy's just a trooper. She'll lift through anything.
So if y'all see on the camera, the one in front here, the one like closest to the fencing with all those gates leaning on it, looking at us. So that one's Amelia. So she, she's the one that we had to kind of tend to a little bit. We had to give her extra warmer. We had to give her extra minerals and stuff to try to, get her poops to look right and to get her healthy and feeling better, just to make sure she's in top condition for giving birth. And then the one behind her with the horns. Oh, the camera just changed. It went to black and white because it got all.
Oh, because it's dark. Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah. I saw it change color. Okay, so the one with horns behind her, that's Missy, and she is like a trooper. Yeah, Missy has come through some things.
Amelia has always had issues. We've always had to give her extra attention because she has health issues. Ever since she was little, we lost her mom and her twin sister to health issues. So we've always had to keep an eye on her to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
And Molly, we almost lost her to coccidia. So we keep an eye on her too to make sure she's okay. But Missy's really hardy, and she gives very healthy kids.
Yep. She does. She throws healthy kids. And I accredit that mostly to her breed.
So she's half Kiko.
She's half Kiko.
Half Saanen. Yep.
So she's got that perfect mix of the Saanen milking dough and the strong, hardy Kiko. You know, that Kiko blood just came through for her. And she doesn't flinch. You know, she just survives things really, really well. I love how they all carry differently. You want to tell them how they look and carry differently? I think that might be a breed thing too.
Yeah, Amelia is big.
Amelia carries wide. She carries she goes really wide, and wide Missy hides her kids. They're under her and towards her back. Mm-hmm. And as far as I can tell, Molly is about the same way. Like, she's a little bit wide, but she carries really low.
Yep. It's really funny to see him try to tuck that belly under and try to hide like a woman trying to hide her little pregnant belly, you know, and she's all tucking it in, and there's no hiding that. But
they hide it until they lay down.
Right. Until they're like, okay, I'm over this. I'm ready to have this kid. So Aunt Lucy said you can name one of the baby girl goats Lucy if you want to.
It's a deal. Done deal. We'll name one Lucy.
I'm glad y'all can hear me well. Yeah, I think we've got the sound thing working out.
Yep.
Chris, I wish I could do what y'all do and want to, but I have the means and space. Oh, yeah. So the means and the space, that's always, I mean, with all homesteading and farming, that's always the thing. Do you have the means, and do you have the space, and do you have the time and the effort and the will to do it? And that's always the thing.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, on the last video, Mom and I had a bit of a trust exercise. So I want to know if you would trust me in this, where Mom was inside the greenhouse, okay? And I had to screw in a screw from the outside, so she couldn't see where I was drilling the screw in. I just told her, I'm like, hold this board and just trust I'm not going to put a screw through your finger. Would you hold it? Would you trust me?
We've kind of done that before, but no.
But no?
But no.
Dang. Ouch. Well, I'm glad Mom trusted me.
You don't have the best hand-eye coordination. And you burn yourself a lot.
And he burns and cuts himself a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't cut myself in a long time.
Miss Kathy Miller says, Sarah, do you like cooking or baking more? Because you do both. So
cooking. I don't bake very much, but I do like cooking, and every once in a while I help out Dad with cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lily seems to be the more of like the pastry chef, and she loves all things to do with baking, and she does cook a little, but like baking is where her heart's at. So Sarah just loves feeding people and making like real meals instead of pastry sweets. She loves being able to feed a family. And she says food makes everybody happy, so she loves to cook things. When are the babies due? So that
It's kind of an ish.
is a ish. Oh, yeah, thank you. That is good. Yeah.
The babies usually come around February or March, late February, early March. Although they got bred
Early this
They got
time.
bred early this time, so I'm more expecting them in late January, early February.
I'm thinking they're going to come in the next month.
I'm thinking by the
I
look
think
at
so,
them.
too.
Yeah, I'm hedging my
mean-
bets on January because I'm looking at them and I've seen how they shape out when they're pregnant before and when they kidded, and I'm kind of watching that belly and that development, and I'm thinking January. Yeah, we might have one more month.
I'm
maybe
even
6 weeks.
thinking they'll come in the next week or two.
In the next week or two.
I think so.
I don't think we're that close.
I watch and listen because there's a certain sound that you can tell when the goats have had kids, and every time they've had kids in the past, my room window was so close to the goats.
Yeah.
Back at our old house, that I would
Mhm.
always be listening for if kids were crying.
And
so
she-
I still do that.
Yeah, and she could tell me, like, it would get to be like a day or two before they were about to drop these kids, and she knew like 2 or 3 days ahead of time. She said, she was loving on them, she watches their behavior, and she felt on their belly, and she said, Mama, we're close. And I said, no, we still got a couple of weeks, and I thought I had, timed it. I thought I knew what I was talking about, but Sarah watches these goats. She can tell when something's up. Their behavior has changed. Their demeanor has changed. They're not acting right, and she can kind of predict things. So I've learned to trust her. If she says it's about to happen, then it's about to happen. So I've learned to trust her word on that. She will make a great wife about me. Yeah, the adorable babies. So yeah, what do you think the babies are going to look like?
Oh, they're going to be pretty.
Yeah, because Henry mixed with them.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Molly's kids will look.
Yep.
But
Yes.
every time that we've really had kids, let's see. Oh, last year Henry was the dad of our kids too.
Right,
and
right. But Molly wasn't bred.
Molly
was
wasn't
still
bred.
little. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yep. They came out
Kiko,
white, didn't they?
yep, Kiko is
It's a strong
Let me see how to
dominant.
word this.
It's a dominant
yeah,
gene.
Kiko
Yeah.
has very dominant color genes. So when our Kikos are bred,
Yeah.
which Molly is half Kiko, are bred with any other colored goat, they usually come out white because of how strong the genes are.
Right.
But they do come out a little bit brown, or one came out purplish last year, so we called him Fig because
We
was
say purplish. It was a dusty brown. It was a brownish bluish, kind of like we say Henry's got a blue look to him. He does have these browns and grays that blend into almost like a blue hue on his fur. And his baby ended up with like a streak of that or some splotches of that, and it was so beautiful. That coloring was beautiful.
the bluish and purpley colors come from when their fur is actually two different colors.
Yeah.
So when it's like blue, it would be like white at the base and darker on the top, kind of. But Fig, he had darker at the bottom, lighter at the top, so he kind of looked purpley.
Yeah. So this time we have the same two does that got bred to Henry last year, but also we have Molly. Now y'all can't probably see Molly. You see all the white goats, and you see baby Gimli, and you
She's
see
in
Sprite.
between the one white one, the second in line, and the little white one. You
So
can barely see her.
The smaller doe, she's a doe, but she's the smaller doe that's brown, and she's so docile and sweet. That's Molly. So I can't wait to see a blend of her babies and Henry's coloring. Like I can't wait to see what kind of baby that makes.
Yep, she's a very smooth chocolate color.
Yeah.
She's like a dark rich
That's
brown.
gonna be
and then Henry has
beautiful.
that multicolored brown and blue coat.
Yes.
So her babies are gonna be pretty.
But y'all, the showstopper, the one that everybody's just gonna like fall to pieces over, is if Sprite is bred. Now
She's not.
I hope, and she says she's not, and I have to believe her because goat expert. I have to believe her, but it breaks my heart thinking that she's not, because I really, really wanted Gimli to breed Sprite. I wanted the itty bitty baby teeny tiny goats, and wouldn't that be beautiful? Sprite and Gimli, wouldn't that be a beautiful little teeny tiny?
I want to see see it.
Teeny tiny little pygmy goat. I just
Yeah.
I might have to
It
keep
would
that
be
one in the
beautiful
house.
for next year.
No!
year.
Whoa!
That was
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
did I
Okay!
say that out loud?
Whoa!
I mean in the barn.
Whoa!
Yeah, I
In
meant-
the house? Oh
I
no!
meant to say barn.
No, see, we moved we moved the rabbits out because of this whole pellets in the house.
Yeah.
thing.
Rabbits in the
So-
house are not going to work out, and neither will goats in the house.
Right.
We're good at dogs and cats,
Mhm.
and maybe some other house pets.
All right, y'all. We're gonna say bye to Sarah. She's got to go eat and start
Yeah.
getting ready for her youth church activity tonight.
Yeah.
And it's her dish day too, so she got to do dishes
Yeah.
before she leaves. Woo woo!
Yeah.
I know you're excited about that.
Thank you for joining
No
us
dishes.
as our
Yep.
guest
But
star.
we're not leaving. We're gonna stay on here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just Sarah's leaving,
Just
so.
They're kicking me out now.
You got it. Thank you, guest star.
All right, so I'll get you
And then-
your food,
bye.
baby. We can eat while we're sitting here talking. a
Yeah.
bit.
And then so the next guest star we'll have on the next live will be Avery.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my phone's going off.
we're having bacon and eggs for dinner. I know I'm making you hungry. Yum yum.
Mm,
It's a hot
mm.
dinner on a chilly night. It's perfect, honey. Thank you. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it would be good, and it's quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually once you get used to it out here, it's not as cold
Yeah.
as I thought it would be.
And this is awesome. This is like having dinner with family members or just hanging out with friends. Y'all just came over for dinner and we're just talking. It's kind of like sitting at a dinner table when I invited 150 dinner guests to come sit and talk with us, and y'all can all join in. But yeah, I do love the tiny goats. I love my big goats. I'm always going to have big goats. We're always going to have dairy goats because of course we milk them. So there's always going to be that. We're always going to be breeding and milking our dairy goats. But I have found a special place in my heart. I've found a special appreciation for the tiny goats. Wes and I used to say that we would never have like
little
Nigeria.
goats that weren't useful.
We always said not useful. Nigerian dwarfs, pygmies. We always said there's no reason to have them because they're so little and they don't give you enough, and it's not useful or not feasible to have them. And we always said never, never. Never say never, guys. Never say never. It will bite you in the butt. It really will. First I gained Sprite. That was just God's intervention right there. When I gained baby Sprite, who is little and always will be little. So
Even though her parents are not little.
even though her parents are not that tiny. Her mom's a dwarf, but she's not that little. But Sprite ended up really, really tiny.
Yep.
So gained baby Sprite, and I'm gonna be with baby Sprite for her whole life. So we had one baby, small goat, and then we went out to Tracy's at Just Dig It Farms.
Yeah.
Tracy and Jean gave us a baby. We chose baby Gimli and took him home. He was supposed to be a wether, but plans changed, and I kept him intact because I thought, oh,
what if? Yeah.
What
Do you want
if,
any
you know?
salsa, baby?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you. But I thought, what if the wheels started turning, and I was like, what if I can use him as a breeding buck to breed and have other little tiny babies? So the tiny goats kind of weaseled their way into our lives. So we're gonna have big and little goats. Nana's little love said she's thinking the same thing for dinner. It's a good idea, I'm telling you. It's so versatile to have a breakfast dinner because look, you can have oatmeal, you can have grits, you can have pancakes, you can have
breakfast dinner,
eggs and bacon. It's such a versatile meal, right?
And you can have your own homemade hot sauce on your eggs.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
Oh my
I
goodness.
ordered these bottles just when I tasted this batch of hot sauce. This is probably 2 years ago. When I tasted this batch, y'all, it was so good. I bought hot sauce bottles to put it in.
Why would you ruin that by putting hot sauce on it, y'all? Why would you ruin it? Oh my goodness.
So good. And we made it with cayenne that we grew. Like, oh, it's so good. We fermented them down and blended it all up. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I can't believe you don't like it, baby.
No.
It's good. Like,
I don't like hot sauce on anything. I don't do hot sauce. I don't do
yeah,
spicy.
but it's so good. It's not like Tabasco. Like, so I didn't age it. Like Tabasco, if y'all don't know, is aged in old whiskey barrels. And so it's got a little bit more of a oaky flavor. like whiskey would. But I actually like the clean flavor of just like our hot sauce. Oh, so good.
Sorry, Aunt Lucy. Yeah, sorry, I was getting around to it. So the plaid shawl that I'm wearing and the one that Sarah was wearing, did you know she was wearing a shawl similar to it? And Lily has a plaid green one, and Avery has one with birds on it. And we all got these handmade shawls from our friends that came over on Saturday for the birthday party, the Pierces. So that was our friends. So Miss Christy, a good friend of mine, her 3 children are all very, very talented. They have great talents and they do a lot of handmade stuff. They work with their hands. They work with wood. They do all these great things. Well, her daughter is really good at like crafting and sewing and making clothes. So she bought this material. She had all this felt material and stuff, and she chose certain colors for each of us. And she ties them together in a certain way. She ties them into a shawl. So she makes sleeves on it
and sewed them, and she sewed them.
Yeah, and sews them. So she works the sleeves and sews it and everything and makes it the right way. So you just put it on like this, like a jacket, and it just wraps around you like a hug, like a snuggie. So she handmade these. Her daughter did, and on the way here to our house, she made us all shawls and gave it to us as a Christmas present. So and I've been wearing the crap out of this shawl because it is just so comfy. I didn't know a piece of felt material could be.
That's like flannel, is what it feels like.
Well,
that's kind of what it feels
flannel,
like.
Oh, I don't know, felt flannel, whatever the soft material. I didn't know a piece of material could be, number one, made into a shawl so easily, but number two, I didn't know it would be so comfortable that I just wear it with everything. I just wear it around the house. So.
Yeah, you wore it the other day outside, and I'm thinking, honey, it's hot out here. Like, how you got a shawl on? Like, it's hot.
You don't get very hot in it. I mean, if the sun's beating down on you, you're going to start sweating, but it doesn't lock you into the heat. You don't get very hot, but if you have it on, you also stay very warm, and I'm not cold out here at all. I don't know how that works, but it does.
She does not sell them, Aunt Lucy. No,
she does not sell them.
She made them, but I'll tell you what, maybe I might be able to see if Lily can find a good pattern for them, or can figure out, because Lily likes to do similar things. So they have a lot in common. That's why she came over. That's why they get along so well, is because her and our friend's daughter, they get along so well, and because they have a lot in common. So they both like to craft and do things like that. So, yep. And that party was really good. Oh, it was really good.
Went really well. Everybody loved the s'mores, and they shared Christmas gifts, and they loved the next day when they just kind of played all day. It was just games and food all day long.
So did you talk about what we got planted in that new bed of ours with the trust exercise? So we're so excited to keep finding places to plant things. So we got that other bed made, and we packed it full, y'all. Like packed it full. I hope the spacing's okay in it.
Yeah. It had to go somewhere, y'all. It had to go somewhere.
We got a ton of collards, planted some lettuce in it. We planted lettuce in between all the other collard greens and the other raised bed. And y'all, we still got stuff we got to find places for.
I've still got more dill and more herbs
and parsley. I
don't know where it's gonna go.
I don't know. And we're still waiting on the tree, folks. Still waiting on the bank.
Yeah, to give us that go ahead to give them the message that they can cut the trees.
I got a message from the bank yesterday saying, "Oh, can you please explain more of what you need?" And then, so I thought I was pretty clear when I called them, but I sent the message back and broke it down for them into real simple to understand terms, and I was kind, and I sent the message back. So hopefully I'm gonna check it. I haven't checked it yet tonight, but I'll check it tonight after the live, and hopefully they've responded. That's our one hang up we're waiting on for these trees. If I can get this dang letter from the bank, then we can keep going with getting these trees cleared.
Everything moves along a lot faster after those trees go. Do the mother goats have a private place to go kid? That is something that we talked about today, actually. We've got some ideas.
Yeah, we got some ideas. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we've got some ideas.
Got some ideas for that. But currently, no, they do not. But I'll tell you this. We've never had issues with our goats kidding with the rest of the herd. Normally, they kid with the rest of the herd. We don't lock them up separate. They operate really well as a herd. And when the mamas have their kids, we've never had problems with any sort of aggression or anything other than helping the mama, helping her out. So we've actually never even had to intervene in the goat's birth. And I'm a firm believer that goats, if you have a healthy goats in general, like sometimes there's issues, but in general, what's up, bud?
Can I have dessert?
Wow.
You can have dessert. That's fine.
Yeah, good job, honey.
In general, if goats are healthy, and you breed them to like not some tiny goat bred to a bigger goat, you're not going to have that many issues. You don't really usually have to intervene a lot. And that's kind of, so we take the approach of nature is going to run its course. If there's one that needs help and we notice that they're having issues, then
we'll step in.
We may step in. But honestly, like most of the time, if the goat has an issue, if the little goat kid has an issue, usually it's because it's deformed or it's got some sort of problem that is going to keep it from thriving anyway.
Yeah.
At least that's our experience. That's not everybody's experience, but that's our experience. And so we just let our goats do their thing.
Yeah. And there will come a day, I'm sure, when we're going to have an issue or a problem. Nothing goes smoothly and perfectly all the time. And the more you have goat babies, the more you run the risk of there's going to be that one time when it doesn't go well. And we're going to run into that one day. But so far, we haven't. So far, every doe has delivered beautifully. We weren't there for it. We were never there for any of the goat births. We just came out and there was goat babies. They were always healthy. They were always thriving. Yeah. If we've lost any babies, it's, because one time, what was it?
We've never lost them we lost one when they kidded, I think, but it was deformed. It had issues.
One, there was something wrong with it after, it got born okay and it was fine and it had nursed and dried off and everything, but something we couldn't tell what was wrong, but it was like internally
rocky.
Rocky wasn't thriving and just wasn't getting any healthier. It got weaker and weaker and slower and slower until it just passed away. It just didn't.
Yeah, and we tried to bottle feed him by hand as well when he wasn't thriving with the herd, but his face was kind of shaping differently. You could tell something was different with him.
Not like a odd face, but it was like you could tell that it just wasn't like the others. And I'm not a veterinarian, so I can't. We didn't diagnose it. We just kind of. He didn't thrive, and
he didn't thrive. But for the most part, I think that's really the only major problem we've ever had. Like I said, there wasn't any issue with the actual birth, and they always, like I said, they've always kidded in the herd. That's how they do it in nature. That's how, and they thrive just fine.
Right. The mama just kind of goes to her corner or her section of the area, and she just kind of has her babies. Everybody else knows to stay away. They back off and they give her some space, and
And then the manly men should, in theory, help protect everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can tell that the buck, we've always had a buck in there in the herd, and we don't separate him when it's time to have babies. But you can tell that the buck always gets more nervous, always gets more like on the watch and protective because he knows what's going on and he knows that it's time to man up and it's time to do your job. Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I'm not sure about, Molly is a different breed than what we're used to. So all our other goats are Saanen. Missy is Saanen Kiko, and Missy and Amelia are the two main milkers that we've, the two main does that we've had around. So we don't have a lot of experience with anything other than Saanen. Amelia is full Saanen. So both Amelia and Missy have that Saanen in them, and the Kiko part of Missy, Kikos are just really resilient goats anyway. So Molly is half Nubian, half Alpine.
Right.
So I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm hoping that just like the other goats, nature will take its course and everything will be good. I was noticing something today. I feel like every time in the videos, I look like I have my hat on crooked. Like I'm looking in the camera now and I still feel like it looks like it's crooked somehow. Like it, there we go. Maybe like that. I don't know. Maybe my head's crooked.
Crystal was saying, how her teacher has her daughter's teacher has a horse, and she made a homemade halter. for things made for animals. Like Wes is always getting on to me saying, how animals don't need all the stuff I try to give them. I have tried to make things.
Dogs don't need sweaters.
Dogs
don't need sweaters.
I've tried to make things for our animals, tried to make sweaters for the puppies. I've tried to make things for the goats before, wrap blankets around animals. And he's always telling me they don't need that. They survive just fine. They have built-in natural coats.
They have natural coats.
And babying them is actually going to hinder them from thriving. And I've heard all this before, but I just want to baby my animals. I'm like, oh, they need a Christmas present too, and I want to give them things. But a halter for a horse would be cute. That's cool that you can make one. That's cool.
Two, the goats would eat. You put a coat on a goat, he would eat it. I'm pretty sure Henry would eat any coat you put on any of those goats.
Henry for sure would eat it.
Yeah, it would be crazy. It'd be gone in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Honey, do you know how close Christmas is? Like, it's not this weekend.
I am painfully
It's next
aware.
weekend.
Not this weekend, but next. It's Christmas,
It's
Christmas.
crazy. It snuck up so quick.
It's on top of us.
It snuck up quick.
I know. We gotta go.
Dang.
We got some things to go do.
Man. Yeah. My dogs don't like clothes. Yeah. Ours either.
Ours either. I tried. I thought little Winston would look so cute in his sweater. I wrestled in onto him and he snagged and pulled it off and growled at it and threw it in the floor. I was like, really? I worked that hard from you and you don't like it.
And I don't have a problem. Like, obviously if you want to put a sweater on your dog, cool, go for it. And sometimes, if you live up in the cold areas or it's cold outside and a short-haired dog, I guess I get it. But man, I don't know.
Sarah did something cool for a gift. She wanted to give her goats a gift like 2 years ago or something like that. I don't know if she looked this up or did it on her own, but she started braiding straw into a braid and made like ring shapes out of it and made all these different braids and stuff. And she gave them straw braids to play with and pull on and gnaw at and like a toy, and they liked it. The goats actually liked it.
Yeah, that was a clever idea. That was good.
Will we get to hear the story of how you met?
Yes. We keep saying we're going to do it, and we keep putting it off.
We need to do it.
We need to do that Sunday. Sunday? All right.
Sunday.
All right. Sunday, we're going to talk about our story. That's what's going to happen Sunday. Sunday, our story.
Do you have a big dinner for Christmas?
I don't know if it's big relative to what, but so here's what we normally do for Christmas dinner. There's a few essentials, and then other things kind of get mixed up depending on what we want to have. But we always have rib roast for Christmas dinner, standing rib roast.
Tradition thing we've started.
Yep. And then I always make Yorkshire pudding for Christmas. I don't know if y'all know what that is. It's not a Southern thing at all. It's I think it's actually even a Northern thing, but it's so good. It's like I guess the best way to describe it would be like a thin pancake batter. And the way I do it is I take muffin tins and I put butter in them and I put it in the oven and let it. Well, ideally it would be greased from the rib roast, but there's usually not enough. So put it in the muffin tins and put it in the oven. It gets piping hot and starts smoking. And then you put that batter in each little muffin cup and then put it back in the oven and let it bake till it gets done. And it puffs up. And then when you pull it out of the oven, it deflates. And
so what he's saying is a bunch of batter, a bunch of grease, a bunch of butter, a bunch of fat.
Yes. And salt.
And salt. And
that's
basically
so
all
good
it is.
for
It's
you.
a bunch of fat and butter and salt. And that's basically all it is.
I guess it's an England thing. Did not know that, but I am proud to eat British food if that's what it is.
Oh, Candy, you having catfish and shrimp for Christmas? Are you from the South, girl? You from Louisiana? You having catfish and shrimp? Yeah.
Shrimp. Say shrimp. Shrimp. Oh my gosh.
Catfish and shrimp.
My goodness gracious, honey. Yeah, so then we always have some veggies. We'll probably have collards. And then beyond that, it's just whatever we have on hand. I like rolls. I know Yorkshire pudding is kind of a carve, I guess, if you're kind of trying to balance a meal. But I don't always believe in balance when it comes to my food.
We don't really do balance during the holidays.
No, that's why I drink milk with my ice cream, because I don't like believing in balance.
So one time a year you shouldn't have to like worry about that stuff, and diet and balance. Hey, Holly, baby, my Holly kitty, come here. Come here.
Yeah, I do know animals do feel the cold weather. All our animals that would feel it, though, like we would never put our dogs outside. We don't have any outside dogs. If we did, they would be dogs that are, for livestock guardian dogs, and they would be the type of dogs that they
have a huge fur coat,
plenty fine. Yeah, they're not gonna be cold,
they can lay in the snow.
Yeah, and we do put things out for our animals in the cold, not the goats, because the goats, they put on a thick winter coat, y'all. But when it's gonna be frigid outside, we do things to help all the animals. We put more hay down for the goats, but then we have heaters for the chickens. We have little plate heaters that we put in with the chickens, so if they're cold, they can stay warm.
And y'all will notice all the hay stacked up in that area, in the goats area. You'll see all
the piles,
along
the back and around the middle.
Piles of hay, and we plan on putting more hay in there, because when it gets really cold and those temperatures start dropping, even though goats will be just fine, I know they will. We like to keep our animals comfortable. We give them shelter. We give them everything that they need to keep warm, and even our barn cats, we have a little like cat house, cat bed
with a bunch of blankets and stuff in it.
Blankets on the porch, so they're sheltered under a porch, and they're on blankets, and they're snugged up, and they're warm.
Yep, and they have a place to get out of the wind and all that good stuff.
I would never leave one of my animals outside with nothing. I would never do that.
The main thing that I'm referring to is our indoor pampered little dogs.
Our pampered dogs.
Yeah, they're plenty pampered. If they need to go pee. If they need to go pee, they can manage. I manage when I go outside. They can manage. They can pee real quick. If they're a little chilly, I'm okay with that, because they'll pee and do their thing quicker and come back in.
And this is the South. It doesn't get like frostbite temperatures hardly ever.
Not usually. Not very long.
No, it'll be like a day or two, and then it warms back up. So we don't get like that serious cold like the North. We don't get any of that down here. So
speaking of serious cold, baby, in 1 week from today, it's supposed to be a low of 17.
Yeah, now that's crazy. That came on quick.
Of 17.
I was expecting kind of drift down into the frost temperatures, but I guess 17 will work.
17. Y'all, that's gonna be chilly. We went out of focus. I'm not sure why we might be going in and out of focus. Maybe because how close or far away we are from the camera. I'm not sure.
Now, 17 is something that we're gonna have to
prepare for.
We're gonna have to cover some things. I'm more worried about the plants than I am the animals.
Yeah, because we know what to do with the animals.
All right, the animals are gonna be fine. They're gonna weather that just fine. We'll make sure they have the shelter and the warmth and everything. That they're good, and we're constantly checking on them. The plants, I don't know if they're gonna fare so well through 17. We'll see what lives.
Yeah, we'll see how your snapdragons do. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Any of you gardeners out there, do y'all know how cold hardy certain flowers are, like such as snapdragons and Shasta daisies and what was it?
I think your daisy will live. It'll come back.
Dianthus, that's in the Sweet William family, I think. Or
Miss Donna says 17 here is warm.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
You're going out in t-shirts if it's 17.
Yeah, see, cold on Christmas. Yeah, see that I'm grateful for that. I'm never gonna complain about the cold. I will never complain. I'll just say, "Ooh, that's cold. I have to prepare." But I'll never complain about the cold.
Now,
I love the cold for Christmas.
Just to clarify, that is 17 Fahrenheit.
Yes.
For those of you that are not here and you're like, you think your mind thinks kind of where you are, right? So if someone tells me, 17 degrees, I'm automatically going to think Fahrenheit. I'm not going to think, well, maybe they're talking about Celsius. So that is 17 Fahrenheit for those of you that are in Celsius. So
okay, so the gardeners are telling me to cover them up. So I'm going to have to cover my flower bed. Got it. Okay, so I will cover my flower bed in something.
That won't be hard. We'll get plastic and cover it.
My poor flowers. I want them to make it. They're just so pretty. And, and I've never had a flower bed before, and I really want my flower bed to make it.
I'm excited that it's gonna be cold for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
last year it was t-shirt weather.
Right? Cold for Christmas is good, y'all. It's good.
Yep, it is. I'm really excited. Oh, I'm really excited.
The girls were just praying for that, and they said, I know it's the South. They're like, but would snow be too much to ask for? maybe not snow.
Maybe not. But, we might eventually get snow this winter. I don't know.
No plastic to cover them. No, not with plastic. Is there, Linda? Can you explain a little more why not plastic?
Yeah. Normally, what we do is, especially with our.
I'm just curious. Why not
with
plastic?
with our veggies and stuff like that, when they need to get covered, we'll cover them with a sheet of plastic, and that just kind of helps keep the frost off of them. And really, everything we have, it generally stays pretty cold hardy, and like our veggies, the collards, they won't have any issues. They're inside the greenhouse, but in general, that's usually what we use because that's what we keep. When we keep it and we just reuse it, right? We don't throw it away or anything, so we just reuse it.
When we expect a frost, I cover my plants with an old sheet. That's a thought I never thought about. Why didn't I just use my old sheets?
Yep. So it's definitely gonna be chilly. It's definitely gonna be chilly. It probably will be white afterwards the next morning. It won't be snow, but it'll be.
They're having white winter already in Ontario, Canada. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I imagine it snows pretty early up there.
And Candy says plastic, but take it off in the daytime. Yeah, I would be pulling it back.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I'll go out there and pull it off.
Cook it. Yeah, if you don't, that greenhouse effect will heat up quick.
Linda said, "Yes, no plastic." Was always told no plastic. Use a sheet. I might do that then. I might try.
That on the flowers.
Yeah, on the flowers. I might do that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of different ways to do it. And so we'll just do whatever we got on hand. I don't know if we have any old sheets that we could try or not, but
I think I do. Have some old flat sheets.
Yeah. But I know plastic's always worked well for us. We even just use thin plastic. And then, like I said, we uncover it. Like the plastic goes over it, and then just long enough to keep that frost off of it, and we keep it up off the plants. And the good thing is, I think it's supposed to rain that day, so that moisture in those roots. You want your plants to be nice and those roots to be moist. So when the ground is wet, those plants, especially like the veggies and stuff, they hold up better in the frost than and in the hard freezes than they do
when it's
if it's dry.
Freeze,
so
that's kind of shocking to them.
Yeah, so that's one thing. I'm grateful that it's supposed to rain a few times between now and then. So hopefully that will work.
I remember this time or a little later than this last year out there in our broccoli. I remember we had just had the florets coming on, and it was almost ready. All the broccoli was just about to be ready, and we had this hard freeze coming, and we were determined not to lose our broccoli. So we hurried out there with every sheet of plastic we had, big old long black sheets of plastic and the white clear see-through plastic, and we were just putting it down over everything and just holding it down, and it worked. And the broccoli lived.
And when we get up next morning, we pull it off immediately.
Took it off the next morning, and it was labor intensive for all those rows of broccoli. I was sweating. I'm not gonna lie, that was labor intensive, but we had a lot of broccoli. We fed so many people and us, and we froze a lot of it. Like we put it up in the freezer. And we had broccoli for a long time. A cloth sheet doesn't radiate the cold like plastic does. Well, that's a thought. Yeah.
How would you like a 3-day blizzard? So, y'all,
I'm sorry.
We talked about how we're all safe from the storm, but y'all, all that rain that hit us is headed up towards the East Coast, and y'all are going to get it in the form of snow.
Right.
So I feel
it's coming.
I feel bad for y'all.
Coming,
I hope y'all stay safe and don't have any power outages. I know that's rough. When you're up in the north and it's freezing outside, and you're getting power outages and the snow's pouring, like I don't. Oh man, I don't even know. Like
that's the thing. I love the idea of it, and I don't mind cold temperatures at all. I love when it's so cold. I love the cold, but the problems that come with the cold, like power outages or getting snowed in or can't drive or, frozen pipes, all these problems that come with the cold, I don't want those problems. But I do love the idea of feet of snow everywhere and having like a winter rest period and then having a real spring and a real summer and a real fall.
Yep. Now, when we lived over in our other house in Louisiana, it was raised up off the ground and there was nothing around the bottom. And a lot of houses are like that in Louisiana. So it was just an open bottom and it was up on bricks or blocks. And so we would have a real problem with our pipes freezing when it would get down with hard freeze. And we would leave the water running and it would still sometimes, sometimes freeze.
Wasn't good enough. Yeah. Candy says, just put your green stock planters in the greenhouse.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that now.
Would they fit?
I don't think they would fit now.
Okay, wait. So do we have 3 full ones or 4? We only have 3 full ones, and one's not filled yet. Okay, so we
only have 3 right now.
Oh no, we have 4, right?
Oh, yeah, 4 are filled. Then yeah, you're right,
and they're all filled, right? Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, we filled the other one. Okay, so we have 4 full planters, and we only have that one walking aisle in the greenhouse. I mean, I guess we could squeeze.
I don't know if they fit or not.
I don't know if they would fit. I don't know. We
but
might,
for 17, we might check and see.
Yeah, for a temperature of 17, we might squish them in there somehow. Even if we had to break them down and take them apart, like we might squish them in the greenhouse somehow. That's a good idea. Thank you. That would be worth it.
Yeah, we might figure that out. I just about choked on my tea here.
Oh, honey, don't choke.
I know. And the goats are all asleep here, so I'm off.
My neighbor used blankets and light bulb for heat on her azaleas when the frost was coming. Oh, okay.
That's a good idea. Yep. Light bulbs, like regular old school light bulbs, incandescent lights. Yep.
Whole town shut down here yesterday in Nebraska.
Dang.
Sorry.
Dang, yeah. It's some serious weather that's been coming.
So if it's not raining, if it's not going to be storming or wet or raining, then the bunnies will be sheltering in their area. So we won't be able to put
with a hot plate
with their warming plate, all their fluffy pine shavings, and they have their own little bed, just like we give the cats a house and blankets in the house and a bed. We give the bunnies the same thing in their area. So they're going to be snug down sheltering in that area as long as it's not raining, because the roof leaks on them. So we will have them out there if it's not raining.
Yep.
So we won't be able to put the green stalks
because
in there
the bunnies would chew them up.
They will eat everything in that green stalk.
Can't take the small table out, and you'll see why tomorrow.
Sorry,
but can't tell you tonight. But the small table can't come out. You guys will see tomorrow why.
Possibility.
But can't take that table out. That table has to stay.
I really do see a much bigger greenhouse in our future. I know this is a pretty big greenhouse to those who don't have a greenhouse. It seems pretty big, but I see. I almost see like a high tunnel in our future. Yeah,
like one of the high wall grower solution greenhouses.
I see like a big deal in our future for us to grow.
Or like the one Jason has. Jason has a low wall, but it's still still high, and it's
for us to be able to do what we're wanting to do and still protect our plants and do make it easier on ourselves. I see some things in the future.
But there's other things, priorities, right, y'all? So the priority right now is getting the root. Well, the priority is getting goat areas, or not goat areas, but animal areas established.
All animal shelters need to be established.
Originally we said the priority would be fixing the roof on the shop, so the goats could be out, or the animals could all be out of the rain, because there's some drips and drops in there. But really, we need to get the animal areas fixed so that we don't have to fix the roof, so that we can get all that set up. And we do have a plan for the bunnies. We haven't talked about it yet, and we will go further in depth in the next week or two on it. I think it's a really cool plan for the bunnies, but we're just trying to make her work for now.
We're working on that bunny solution, but the next major project on the on the farm, as soon as these trees can finally get cut, is going to be all of our animal shelters. We've got to get a nice goat shelter, nice chicken house, and all
get
their
the fencing up.
And get them in some good situations.
We have done this. We put a heater sometimes in the greenhouse when it's going to be really cold, and we may do that on the 17th. But again, everything in the greenhouse is frost tolerant. I've had my collards freeze solid was it last fall that we had collards in?
And we didn't help them or protect them.
Yeah, during a hard frost.
They
Yeah,
just live.
and they just do fine. The only reason we covered broccoli actually is frost tolerant and can survive a freeze. But if it has the florets on it, if it's already got the broccoli, then it'll just kill that off. It's done, right?
So it'll turn to mush. Like
Yeah.
if you want your broccoli to actually become broccoli and be harvestable, you have to protect those delicate florets when they start to make.
Kale and stuff like that. That's all stuff that's tolerant of it. The strawberries will be fine, even if the leaves die off. Here, I was gonna go to where is it? This one right here. So with the bunnies, like I said, we haven't. I do have a plan to temporarily make the room where the bunnies are right now more better, so that we don't have to pull them out and clean out the shavings every time it rains.
And bring them onto the porch every time it's about to rain, because that's a big ordeal to have to move their whole habitat.
Move them and
into the onto the porch. Yeah.
But we do have a plan for them, that a long-term plan that hopefully like I said, in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping that we can get started on it. It's not dependent upon the trees because it's not in the way of the loggers. So I'm hopeful that here after Christmas we can get started on that. What do you think, baby?
Yes, definitely.
I think that's going to be really good.
And succulents are not frost tolerant. Yes, I know. Yeah. And my daughter knows, Avery, who loves her succulents.
That's true. That's the heater. That's the reason for the heater. Right. Probably we need to get that in there.
All of the
that's
succulents.
True. I forgot about them.
Yeah, and all the succulents are currently still living in the greenhouse, so we will be putting a heater or some sort of heat source in there.
You know, there's not enough of them that we would have to worry too much. We could probably just put them on a tray and bring them inside for a couple nights.
Well, I talked to Avery about that. I was like, for the duration of the winter or until we get your succulent bed ready to go and like the whole potager is finished, I said, do you want your succulents to just live inside? Do you think they would be okay? And she thought
I don't know about permanently inside, but I think maybe out here on the back porch or somewhere where we can bring them in easy. You know what I mean? But if there's not a lot of them, we could just throw them on a tray and bring them in. But anyway,
like we have a mudroom.
I'm glad y'all mentioned the succulents. I forgot about that. Yep. I forgot all about them.
Will you put a heater in there for the bunnies? Yeah,
yes.
And the 17.
We'll give one of them one of the chicken heaters.
It's a warming plate. So it's not a light or anything that can catch fire. It's a warming plate.
Yeah, it's about, I don't know, I want to say like 18 inches long and 12 inches wide, and it's up on little feet, and so they can get it. We'll probably put it on its side. They can get up against it. Or we might lay it down and they could get under it. I don't know if it's tall enough for them or not, but.
So can
No. We're not talking about plans for the bunnies tonight. We will talk more in a couple weeks.
I want to tell them so badly.
I know you do. And with that, we're gonna say goodnight to y'all because she's got to get the girls over to their youth activity. Yep.
Not too long from now.
Yep. So we love y'all. Thank you so much, y'all, for supporting us and caring about us and really showing all that support. If y'all want to keep seeing live cams of the goats, either both on these lives or just the goats with the no sound like we had before, let us know in the comments what y'all think of it. We do really read the comments and take into consideration. I don't always get a chance to respond to everybody, but I do always read them.
Yes. And maybe you guys will be lucky enough to catch some goat births on the camera, because I have yet to catch them giving birth. I've never seen it happen. So maybe this time, either through a recording or through a live, maybe one of us will catch it.
So thank y'all. We love you. And we hope that you guys are having a great holiday season. And we hope you have a great night.
And contact your families and love on them and have a wonderful evening.
Yep. Have a good night.
Love you. Bye-bye.